Hello and welcome to Super Rugby Round 14 predictions brought to you by DrivingMaul. Hi, I'm Paul, the guy behind DrivingMaul, your best place for rugby predictions and opinion. So do check us out. So we had, last week I said it was probably the hardest week to predict, and I got all of them right except for one. The Brumbies let me down at home. So let's hope we do as well again this weekend. First up, we have the Hurricanes hosting the Reds. And let's be honest, this one's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? Hurricanes have won their last 9 games. The Reds have been, let's put up and down at best. They've only won 4 of their 10 games, of which, just a quick check on their home and away, of which only one of those have been away, which was to the Jaguares. So you've got to say that this is Hurricanes all the way. I'm going by 15, but it could be a lot more than that. Then we head into Saturday, New Zealand time anyway. And we have the early afternoon game is the Sunwolves hosting the Stormers. Now, the problem with this one is that it's not actually in Tokyo. This one, I think it's Hong Kong, rather than I think the Bulls one later on in the year is in Singapore. So, even though the Sunwolves did get that good win last weekend, that was their last game in Tokyo, unfortunately. So they're not going to get to play in front of their home fans and have all that howling, etc. In anywhere else, unfortunately, for the rest of the season. The Stormers, on the other hand, have won 5 of their 12 games this season, but they've all been at home. Their first home defeat was last weekend to the Chiefs. They've not won on the road yet. So this one is a bit of a conundrum, isn't it, really? Let's be honest. Sunwolves only one win all season. Stormers haven't won away from home all season. But I'm going to go for the away win, and I'm backing into Stormers by 3. Personally, I think that's going to be the Sunwolves' only victory this season. Then we come across to Eden Park for the Blues against the Crusaders. Now, I will be at this game in the West Stand, so if you want to join me, get yourself a general admittance ticket to Eden Park and come and say hello. I'll be behind the posts as usual. So come and say hello. Usual, as in that's where I've been the last couple of years. This season, I'm actually not living in Auckland anymore, so this will be a rare game for me to get there. I'll also be heading into town for some beers at Brew on Quay after the game. So if you want to join me there to celebrate my birthday, because it's my birthday on Friday, then please do come along. The game is also on Saturday, so it'll be the day after my birthday, but still, you can still buy me a drink. Anyway, the Blues, 3 wins this season. The Crusaders, 9 wins this season. Crusaders away win by 15. Try bonus point, all that kind of stuff as well. Yes, I'm a Blue supporter, but I'm expecting them to lose. The Tars then host the Highlanders in the sort of late evening game, Tars coming off the back of that morale. I don't know, was it morale boosting because they did so well in the first half hour, or was it morale crushing because they allowed the Crusaders to come back and they lost? So either way, coming off the back of 3 losses now, Highlanders looked more rejuvenated. They rotated their players. I expect them to rotate their players again to keep that freshness. So I'm backing the Highlanders to win that one by 5 and extend the New Zealand winning streak over Australia. Then into the early hours in New Zealand time, the Sharks host the Chiefs. Now the Sharks coming off a loss. The Chiefs did get that win at the weekend. Not the prettiest of games, but there you go. But the Chiefs have lost their All Blacks to training camp, so no DMAC, no Kane, no Brodie Retallick, no Antoinette Brown. So without those players, I'm backing the Sharks to win this one by 3. But again, it's one of these things. Which Sharks team is going to turn up? The one that's really good or the one that disappoints us all and we think, they could be so much better? We'll have to just wait and see. Even so, I think I'm going to back the home side. After that, we have the Lions hosting the Brumbies. Now, the Lions, obviously coming off the back of those 3 losses on tour, not great, but the Brumbies even worse. I mean, they've only won 3 games this season. The Lions have at least won 6 and still do top their conference with a 6-6 record. I expect them to extend their lead at top of the conference. Again, they're going to beat the Brumbies by 10. I think it should be quite a comfortable victory, even though the Lions have been struggling. Then in the early hours, early morning, over breakfast, Sunday morning, for those of us in New Zealand, the Jaguares host the Bulls. Now, are we going to have the Jaguares that have been on tour and won all 4 of their games on tour? Or are we going to have the up and down Jaguares that we had at the beginning of the season at home? Who knows? They're going to host the Bulls, and the Bulls haven't won outside of South Africa so far this season. They lost all their games on tour to Australasia, or to Australia and New Zealand. And so I'm going to back the Jaguares as soon as won by 5. Hopefully they do carry on that good form that we saw them have in Australia and New Zealand on that tour. So that's my thoughts. Always up for good old rugby chats. Let me know your thoughts down below, or catch me on Twitter at DrivingMaul. Also, so you don't miss out on any of my predictions and opinion videos, do click on the old subscribe down there. And if you hit the bell, you'll get notifications about every single show. So do please subscribe, and catch you all later. Enjoy whatever rugby you are watching. Oh, don't forget, if you're in Auckland, come down to Eden Park and join me in the West Stand.